Good day, everyone. I welcome you back to Global Education Zone. And today, in this episode of Data Processing for SS1, we are going to be dealing with computer ethics. Now, computer ethics require us to perform certain activities with respect to how we make use of the computer. Now, in this video, we are going to be talking about the several computer ethics which you can master and which can assist you in taking care of your computers even as you watch them and in the nearest future. Now, but before we talk about computer ethics, talk about what ethics are in the first place. We want to talk about ethics. Ethics are, um, are defined as the set of moral principles that govern the behavior of a group or individual. Now, I want to talk about those ethics. They are the things that we should do as regards a particular field or area of life. Now, therefore, computer ethics is a set of moral principles that regulate the use of computers. Now, you probably heard that you should clean your computer, you should not let oil or water drop on your computer keyboard or your computer screen, and so on and so forth. These are very um, practical examples of computer ethics. In this episode, I'll be giving you more and more examples of ethics and how they can be carried out. Now, these ethics they range from the computer room management ethics to the laboratory rules and regulation. For the computer room management, it requires that you should perform actions that are in respect to the computer room and do not violate the um, the safety of the computers and to yourself. Because when you are trying to secure the computers, you're also trying to secure yourself. It's funny because the computer belongs to you, right? So when you are securing your property, let's just assume you are securing yourself by securing your property. Now, basically, the first thing you should do is when you are trying to obey the computer ethics for the computer laboratory or computer room, if you're a student, is to maintain a dust-free environment. This can't be overestimated because the importance of keeping your computers free from dust is how a faulty equipment always looks. It's dusty, right? So the the converse is also true because a faulty equipment will will most likely be the one that has been dusty. So you should always make the computer laboratory to be dust free so that your computers will not be covered with dust, because the more the dust, the more the likelihood that your computer will get faulty. The next, you should ensure that there's appropriate ventilation in the computer room. So you should have a lot of windows, a lot of open windows, doors, and fans and light and all the rest. So I'm also coming to the aspect of appropriate lighting system. So you should have lighting from the back, from the front, from the side, so that you can see the computer screen and it doesn't affect your vision, because when you are trying to work efficiently, you need to be able to see what you are doing with the computer. That is why we need lighting. And also, to computer rooms in big organizations where they do deal with mass and technology, so they have a lot of computers. Now these computers, it's more likely that there will be a lot of wires running through. So the essence of lighting is that there should be able to be enough light in the room so that people don't end up tripping and falling against them when they walk um, along across the wires. So, and that also has to do with organizing the computer room. So you should organize the wires so that they don't trip anybody. Then lastly, we have setting the computers before the students comes in. So when you're a student and you're going to the computer lab, your teacher should always set everything down. So you shouldn't just come into the computer lab and begin to cause a chaos because you are trying to get things organized. So computer room is a place that should be highly organized. Then let's talk about the laboratory rules and regulations in the computer labs. Pupils are prohibited to enter the lab unless authorized by teacher. So and then scan diskettes before using them. Then also we have report all problems related to the system to the teacher or the instructor. So very important. So don't try to fix any problem yourself. Immediately you identify a problem on this computer. If you are a student watching this video or wherever you are, even if you are the computer owner, immediately you identify a problem in your computer. Don't try to fix it if you don't know what you are trying to do. Just let it be and give it to a computer technician. Nowadays there are a lot of all these people out there, so you can just go out maybe few kilometers from your house, you can locate one. Few kilometers from your school, you can call one, and they will address the issue. So technology is now a very it's a very easy thing to deal with these days. So next we have do not okay, be responsible when using equipment. So be responsible when using the computers. So don't try to use it in abnormal way or force it to do things that it doesn't do. An example of this is maybe trying to vibrate the disk plate, the disk tray in a system. That's kind of that's trash. So some of us tried it when I was back in school. It was quite annoying. Next we have do not move any equipment from its original position. It seems literal, but it's actually very important to know because moving this equipment can put tension on the wires. So example of this is when you move the mouse and you don't know that it's actually connected to the system, or maybe probably you forgot the system unit, and then you put tension on the cable, and then it basically you force the USB cord out. Then in that case, two things could happen. Either you would be able, you would encounter a serious problem with your work because you would know that you actually disconnected something because you didn't intentionally do this. So don't move any component so that you don't unintentionally disrupt the network and the computer system. Now there are many others like do not remove or load any software into the computer. Do not change the settings in the computer. Save all work in the external storage devices. Do not bring bags, food, and drinks. So this one, when I was back in school, it was quite annoying because I'll be like, yeah. So the break time was very short, and they would say go to the computer lab for your computer training, so on and so forth. And then most of us won't be done eating, so we would carry our food to the computer lab. Silly, right? But actually, it's no matter how much the school authorities try to stop us, we still continued because it was kind of like who cares? So some of us would even hide it and eat it in secret. But once you get caught, just know that you're out of the room. So basically, but don't eat in the computer room. Back then I used to wonder why, but actually it's very true because most of these food systems, food materials, they are chemicals, and these chemicals can affect the electrical systems and even the water. Can once it penetrates through the tiny holes beneath the keyboard keys, it could cause a very unlikely damage. So basically, this is as far as we can go on computer ethics. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Now, there are some questions for you guys who are still hanging around till now. So you should can you list three proper ways of using computers? And also, can you list four ways of misusing computers? So if you can, let me know. Thanks for watching and see you next episode.